Okay, I'm going to show you how to create and modify new pages. Now, there's a difference between posts and pages in WordPress. Posts are used more like blog posts or something like that. They're things that you just put different items or different notifications or something kind of more temporary of nature. A page is more of a static page, and most church websites that I create have no posts and nothing like that unless the pastor decides that they want to have their own blog that they can embed into the website, and it's primarily made with pages. Now, to see the list of pages that your website's created, just click on the left side and click on Pages, All Pages, and you should see the list of all the pages that your website has. Now, to modify a page, if there's something you want to change about it, it's pretty quick and easy. Just click on it, see the page that you have. In this case, I want to modify the About page, and click Edit. Now, the majority of your website should already be populated and should have the information that you want. However, this is a page that I actually want to modify, so I'm going to show you how to do it. You notice that this is like a word processor and a lot of the information here. However, there's some coding. Now, what that coding does with the columns and 1/3 and 1/3 first and all that is it lays out your page so that it looks like a certain way. You'll notice that this page, the About, has nothing about columns. There's no column 1. It fills the entire page. However, underneath it, it's split into 3 columns. Well, the reason why that is because underneath here, there's the 1/3 column first, which signifies the first column, and then the second column and third columns are signified by this 1/3 below it. So anything that's between these brackets here, the 1/3 and the 1/3 with the backslash, is what appears in that particular column, and so you'll see that it's split up there. So as you're trying to modify pages that have that coding, and just look for the image or for the text that you have and modify it. If for some reason you delete this, what's called short code with the columns, don't worry about it. I'll show you how you can enter it. Now, on this particular site, I want to make a modification to it because I deleted the columns and I need to add an image in. So I want to make this into 2 columns. So I will click here. I'm in visual. You'll notice this, and I will click on the 2 columns. You'll notice that this has added all this short code stuff that I mentioned here. So what I'm going to do is take the text that I have, or you could type it, and cut and paste it because I want the text to appear in the first half of the page, the first column. So I put it in between first half or 1/2 first, and in between the backslash of the 1/2 first. Now, I also want to add an image, and the way that you add an image to your page is to click on the Add Media. You can either upload a file here and go through the process and select it, but this particular image that I want to add is already in the media library. So I'm going to scroll and look to see where I can find the image that I want to add and look for it here and see if I can find it. And keep on looking. Oh, there's the image right there, and I want to add it. Now, for me, when I add images to pages, there's one kind of quirk that WordPress has. I don't want an attachment to the media file. I want it to not add any kind of link to it at all. So click down here and you can change the alignment that you want and center. The size, if you have different sizes of the image, if you want a smaller one, I want it to fill the whole page. So I'll do the 500 by 400 and then click Insert into Page. And what you'll notice, if you're in Visual, which is this tab, it will pop up. Now, it doesn't show exactly the way it shows on the page because of the code, and it doesn't quite do it literally, but you can see all the different components of it spread out. Now, if you're an HTML guy and you want to change different things there, you can see this is the image class and all that stuff, but most of you won't be techie, and so you don't have to worry about that. So stick to the visual page. Now, it's important that you click Update to modify it, and to save it, and it will automatically be saved. And now if you come here and you refresh it, you should see there is Mr. Franklin there on the right with the text here. And so that's how you can modify it. And you could have done that in any of these different areas. Just find where that is on the page and modify it down here and make those changes. So that's how you modify a page. If you want to create a new page from scratch, that's just as simple. Just click here, the New and Page, or you can also click here and do Pages New. Either one of them is a great option. They just give you a couple of different ones because, hey, we all have our own different things. To click on the title, click here. Let's call this thing VBS and do that. You can type in the information, join us. I got my caps locks on. join us for VBS. You can add an image like I showed you before. Let's just add one for this one for the sake of adding it. And then you can come over here, and this is pretty important. You can publish it if you want to publish it and make it go live, and you can change the different SEO stuff. You can put this is search engine stuff, so I would write VBS or whatever the main important thing is. But down here is the most important, or over on the right side is the most important thing. You want to tell it what its parent is. Now, a parent is just the kind of page that it goes with. Now, if this is not something that is tied to anything, then have no parent. If it is something that's important, say this is part of your children's ministry, you might want to link that to ministries or do something like that. You can also choose a different template. Now, most of you guys aren't going to use any of the ones here, so just keep the default template. But then the only thing that you would need to do is hit publish, and it will publish it live. I don't really want to do this, so I'm not going to save it, and I will delete it. But that is how you create new pages.